We are on our way to the local arena in town. We live in a very small town, the smallest town in Utah. On your left is the school. It's K through 12, and this is where our little boys go to school. So from the time we leave our house to the time we get to the arena, less than 2 minutes and around a mile. This horse trailer is a 4-horse trailer, and we did bring 4 horses with us. Here is Catalina. She is a Percheron draft mare. She's around, I think she's 8 years old now. Here is Stretch the Paint, Jade the Roan, and Scout. He is a POA. And Scout is around 2.5 going on 3. He was rescued from the Bowie kill pen in Texas, and so he is a rescue horse. We've had him now since last October, so almost a year. And he went to training for about 2.5 months just to work on some anxiety issues he has. It's been really good for him, but he still has a long way to go. Here is Jade. She is a 10, 11-year-old roan quarter horse. You can see her feet, how dry and cracked they are. All of our horses are like this right now. We have had the most dry, windy summer that we have ever experienced, at least for like the last 4 to 6 years. I don't remember a summer being this windy and dry. All of our grass is burning up, and the horses' feet are taking a hit for sure. All 3 of these horses do really well standing tied. They're very polite. The only one with really big anxiety issues was Jade the Roan. She will start to get really anxious and paw when the other horses leave, but it's good to let them stand there and just kind of deal with their emotions and their feelings. While Scout was down at the trainers, he did work with him on saddling and blanketing him, bridling him, but you can see that he's still a little unsure. This comes from being young, as well as we don't necessarily know his story. Usually when a horse taken to these auctions, they're not usually treated the best, and they're just run around and chased and beat up and bullied by other horses. There's not a lot of affection or care from people at auctions that run them, and so it really will affect the horses in the way they trust humans going forward. Patience is a big key. Really work through the anxiety that has started with him, just not knowing his whole story. So it can be a little frustrating and difficult, but it does take a lot of patience to work with horses that have gone through traumatic events and situations. So for Scout, we will continue to work with him, and we just want to give him the best chance that he can have. I don't know if I said this earlier, but one of the best things you can do for a young horse is teach them to stand tied. Especially a horse with anxiety, they are not going to want to just stand still. It will take days and weeks and sometimes months for some horses to learn to just stand and be patient. There's a difference between a broke horse and a quiet horse. A broke horse is a horse that still has personality, whereas a quiet horse is one that has been so desensitized that there is no personality. They're very dull. They kind of seem to be like a robotic horse. Their personality has just been kind of taken from them. So this was a fun day because the little boy leading Catalina has never ridden horses before, and this is his first time. So we're going to be showing him a few tips and tricks on how to work with a horse. Stand on their left, and then you take this hand and you hold it right up here. And then when you want to stop, just stop and pull back. Do you want to stop? We are hoping to just grow his confidence because Catalina, even though she's our biggest and strongest horse, she's also the most gentle. So back to the desensitization of a horse. So I feel like it's a really fine line to walk as to how much you want to desensitize a horse. Clearly, for beginner riders, you want a very desensitized horse so they're not spooky or moving around a lot. But, it just depends on what your goals are. Like that. Bodhi finally got on the horse, and he was very, very anxious. I just kept telling him to breathe, and he would be okay. At least we're catching it early. We thought Stretch might be having some signs of a bellyache, so we were keeping a really close eye on him. So we went and tied Stretch up and put Brooks back on Catalina. Do you know what her name is?
Honey.
Oh, this is Catalina.
Okay.
Yeah. So after we let the kids ride for a little bit, I wanted to get Jade out and take her for a little spin. She hasn't been ridden for probably over a year. She had a really serious injury on her hip. She got kicked by another horse and she was in a stall for probably almost a year. We thought we were gonna have to put her down, and so we've been taking it easy with her on and off, and I feel like she's going to be completely fine. The vet gave her the okay to be ridden again, so we were just taking it slow with her today. Brooks wanted to go for another ride, and I know Jade is a super safe horse, so he's ridden with me before on her, and I felt good enough that he could jump on with me again today, even though it's been a while since she's been ridden, and she did great.
You gotta try and get it in the arena.
While I was riding the horses, the kids kept hearing these roosters crow, and we couldn't figure out where they were, and then we finally found them. I should say we, the kids, the boys finally found them, and we knew they were homeless roosters because 2 weeks before they have like a bucking bronc rodeo where they give away a bunch of animals to the kids, like kittens, chickens, I don't know, different kinds of animals that are kid friendly. These two clearly didn't get a home, and they were over here at the arena, and we kind of worried about them not making it. So since we already have chickens, we decided if we could catch them, we could take them home and they could be part of our little family. So this was Slade trying to sneak up on the white one. There's a brown silky. They already caught that one. We weren't able to get that one on film, but here's the white one. That he was pretty tricky to catch, very fast. And so anyway, enjoy the chase.
Bodie. What'd you do, Slade?
Get dust in my eyes.
Show me.
How are they? So both of these chickens are mine?
Now you get to feed them, take care of them.
So after they caught the chickens, we went and put the horses away, and we ended up not riding Scout today because we didn't have his correct saddle, and I did not want to take a chance and give him a bad experience by not having the right tack. So we did leave him tied up, but it was still really good for him to just stand and get to learn a little bit more patience. So we didn't get to ride him as planned. I was a little bummed, but honestly it was okay because I got to spend time with the other two kids on their horses, ride Jade, and let Brooks ride with me on Jade, and that was also really good for her. So overall it was the perfect day.
Caught a new chicken. Oh boy. I don't know who this is.
So when we got home, the kids went out and made sure they would get along with the other chickens and got them some food and water, and so far they've been doing really well in their new home. So it turned out to be an awesome day, and here is a cool picture I got later that night.